If you've ever visited a redwood forest, you've surely heard the calls of native birds. You've also probably seen them. They're called Steller's jays. They're very smart and fun to watch. But too many of them pose grave threats to endangered birds you've likely never seen, who also live in these woods. Shy and elusive, marbled murrelets.
What's fascinating to Save the Redwoods League is the Steller's jay is an animal that has been a part of the redwood forest for thousands of years. And now, because of park visitation, people coming in with their lunches and their camping food, we're seeing an increase in this population. So when we have more Steller's jays, they're affecting negatively the marbled murrelet, an endangered seabird that nests in the big redwoods. So if we can figure out how to keep the Steller's jays from hurting the marbled murrelets, we're going to be helping maintain the fabric of the whole forest.
Naturally foraging Steller's jays have always fed on the babies and eggs of rare and vulnerable marbled murrelets. But unnaturally large numbers of jays can overrun murrelet populations and throw forest ecosystems out of balance.
They're kind of moving with their young into the campgrounds to look for food.
To understand exactly how and why jay populations have exploded around campgrounds and what we can all do to help keep their populations under control, Save the Redwoods League and other organizations sponsored a 4-year scientific study in Big Basin and Butano state parks, led by Elena West from the University of Wisconsin.
We're trying to really quantify the influence of human-provided foods on Steller's jay behavior at both the population and the individual level, really understand how that may be influencing risk to nesting marbled murrelets in surrounding forests.
Elena and her research assistants lured jays in Big Basin's busy campgrounds by playing jay calls that would attract them, and by gluing peanuts to plates that would be hard to resist. The ever-clever, curious, and sociable jays were easy to catch safely in these mist nets. Every bird was delicately removed, banded, and measured, and their blood and feathers were gently and carefully analyzed to see precisely what they'd eaten, how much they'd grown, and what their individual territories were. Some birds, like this one Elena affectionately calls Punky, were captured and assessed many times over the years.
Punky's taught us about how conditioned Steller's jays are in Big Basin to human use, to human foods, and really how habituated they are to humans and how bold they are in terms of wanting human food. About 50% of their diet is composed of human-derived foods during the breeding season.
Every bird in Big Basin was quickly released throughout the study, and over the years, many hundreds of birds were assessed in this exacting way. It turns out that human food is so simple to come by here that the campground population of jays continues to swell around the easy pickings, while even more wild jays from the surrounding forest are flocking in as well in search of a snack. Jays in the less visited Butano State Park had fewer people to count on for food, but even there, 35% of their diet was essentially snatched from human hands.
Part of why they thrive is because they're so smart. They have, large brain size relative to their body in comparison to other species of bird. They're incredibly intelligent. They're good learners. They have great spatial memory. And they're also, because they're omnivores, because they can eat a range of food, they're very good at adapting to areas where humans are living. These are beautiful, amazing, smart, intelligent birds, but they're overabundant.
It's our food that's fueling this overabundance, and it's our responsibility to end the handouts in order to protect struggling marbled murrelets and delicate redwood ecosystems from being overwhelmed by increasing numbers of voracious jays. Seeking balance requires us to be conscientious of wildlife and careful as we enjoy the redwood forest.
My recommendation to all of us who come to the parks is keep your food close. I've seen firsthand birds will come in even a couple feet away from you and steal your lunch. So you got to keep it close, keep it under wraps, and make sure you just throw your trash away in the right locked garbage cans.
As we camp, picnic and hike in these lands we love, we have to do our best to keep it all crumb clean, and never by accident or on purpose feed wildlife beneath these trees we treasure. To find out more about Save the Redwoods League and the results of the Steller's Jay Research Project, visit our website at savetheredwoods.org.